Storms and flash floods hit 2 European countries in one day, with Croatia and Bosnia-Herzegovina the hardest hit. Our first news starts from Croatia. The Mediterranean storm on the third day brought the most unstable weather conditions precisely in Dalmatia. Yesterday, after 15 o'clock, a powerful storm hit the southern region of Makarska, and the worst affected was Podgora, where, according to the automatic weather station Podgora.com, 145 liters of rain fell per square meter in just over an hour. Firefighters immediately went to the scene to deal with the torrential waters that flooded roads, yards, basements, and footpaths. The commander of the DVD-2 CEPI, Goran Buselic, described the situation as catastrophic and stressed that all firefighters from the Makarska Riviera region were in action to rescue and prevent further damage. All our units are fighting the flood and trying to repair the damage, Buselic said. One of the main factors contributing to this impact, in addition to the extreme rainfall, was the burned area in Biokovo that could not absorb the water, as well as inadequate infrastructure planning. Namely, according to old Austro-Hungarian maps, the flooded road in Podgora used to be a torrent, which served to drain rainfall and heavy water towards the sea without any obstacles. A torrent is a water flow created by heavy rain or snowmelt and usually only flows temporarily, especially in areas with steep terrain. In Croatia, this term is used for rivers that are characterized by sudden water flows and occasionally appear during heavy rains. However, over time, the stream was completely covered with concrete, preventing proper water flow, which further worsened the situation. In Bosnia-Herzegovina, flash floods and landslides in central Bosnia-Herzegovina have left at least 16 people dead, with towns and villages cut off and reports in some places of homes being almost submerged. Some of the worst scenes were in the area around Jablanica, a town on the main route between the cities of Mostar and the capital Sarajevo, about 70 kilometers, 40 miles, to the northeast. A number of other people have been reported missing and a state of emergency has been declared. Development Minister Vojislav Mijatovic said the country had witnessed a terrible disaster and appealed for calm. Officials from the Herzegovina and Herzegovina said 13 deaths have been confirmed in the area rather than 16 as earlier reported. In the town of Fonica, 3 other deaths were confirmed. Search and rescue work continues with 10 people still unaccounted for in Herzegovina and Herzegovina. Rivers burst their banks after an overnight storm and aerial photos showed many towns and villages left inundated. Roads, bridges, and railway tracks were washed away or blocked by debris, while landslides left houses buried in rocks and earth as high as their upper stories. The main M17 route, which runs alongside the river Neretva, was covered in debris close to Jablanica, and a 17-kilometer stretch of railway was badly damaged between nearby Ostrozak and Grabovica to the west. One 200-meter stretch of track was left hanging in the air by a landslide close to the river south of Jablanica. The local authority in Herzegovina and Neretva canton warned drivers to avoid dangerous roads around Jablanica. Further east along the Neretva River, one homeowner told Bosnian media that water had flooded a house at 3:30 on Friday and that they barely managed to save their son before escaping to neighbors and seeing their house collapse. Meanwhile, 20 kilometers to the west of the capital, around Kiseljak, a torrent of water flooded the streets, leaving cars submerged. The flooding was not confined to Bosnia. In neighboring Montenegro, roads were washed away, leaving the village of Komornica cut off. Water levels were also rising in some of Croatia's rivers, and the government in Zagreb said there was a risk of some areas in the city of Karlovac being flooded close to the Kupa River. Much of Central Europe was hit by floods last month, with some of the worst devastation in Poland, the Czech Republic, and Romania. Scientists from the World Weather Attribution (WWA) group said one 4-day period had been the rainiest ever recorded in the region. They said the floods had been made much worse by climate change. Europe is the fastest warming continent. The last 5 years were on average around 2.3°C warmer than the second half of the 19th century, according to the Copernicus Climate Service.